Welcome back to a brand new episode. Today we are looking at one of my favorite board games of all time, Pokemon Master Trainer. Now, I was super lucky to pick this up a few years ago now. At this point, I think it is almost reaching $100, which is, considering I got it for around £20 or £30, that is a huge difference. So I'm super glad I got the chance to pick it up and relive some of my childhood and play this game. So we're going to run through just how it plays now. It is not a kind game, I'm going to be honest. I've played it with my niece and nephew a few times as well. We have adjusted the rules for them so it's a little easier. And I do think most people do end up house ruling this game, but it is a super fun one in which you get to live out Ash's journey in Kanto. Now, the object of the game is to become the world's greatest Pokemon trainer by being the first player to collect 20 Pokemon Power Points and defeating a Pokemon Master. Which sounds easy, but when you get to the Pokemon Master, you're soon going to find out you are so unprepared. He's going to knock out your most powerful Pokemon and it is back to square one. Basically in this game, you'll roll a dice and you'll move your character that many squares around the board. Different tiles do different things. So you have the chance of drawing an event card, which will give you a chance to catch a legendary, give you a random Pokemon. It will let you force players to trade or attack. Basically, it's just a ton of fun options, which you can use to annoy your friends. I don't know if anyone's played Munchkins, but this is very much the original Munchkins for me. It's such like a backstabby game. You can trade Pokemon, you can attack people, knock out their Pokemon. So make sure you're playing this one with a group of good friends. As well as event cards or item cards, which allow you to do things like catch Pokemon easier, stop people attacking or trading you. There are revive potions, there's reroll dice, which is one of my personal favorites. There are plus attack bonuses, which we'll get to shortly. But most importantly, the best square you can land on, in my opinion, is the Pokemon square. So you'll land in one of these squares and you'll flip the tile over. Now it's going to be a random Pokemon. Pink are quite weak, then it goes on to green, then blue, red, and then finally yellow for the legendaries. Your aim is to get this number here through all your Pokemon, adding up to 20 so you can take on a member of the Elite Four. It's easier said than done when people are trading away your Pokemon. Some Pokemon are getting knocked out. Some you just can't catch because you can't roll that number you need. I think if you're planning to play this game, set aside some time, because normally it's going to be quite a long one. Once you have finally made your way to Cinnabar Island and got to the Elite Four, which is difficult enough, you end up on an island and you have to land on one of two squares out of like 20. So it's not even easy to land on the final battle. Once you've finally done that, you need to beat an Elite Four. There is also Gary and a few others, but basically it's the Elite Four with more characters. Elite 5, 6, how many are there? Now, to do that is where it gets difficult. If all that other stuff, all the backstabbing from your friends, struggling to catch Pokemon wasn't enough, this will finish you off. So let's take a look at Lance, for example. Here you can see his attack strength is 14. Now he's going to roll a dice. Let's say, for example, he rolls a 2. 2 means his total is now 16, plus 2 corresponds to 7, so it goes to 23. Now, as an example of fighting against that, the most powerful Pokemon you could use is a Mewtwo, without using stuff like evolution bonuses, but this isn't a guide how to play the game. I am just running through it from my enjoyment of it, and hopefully yours. Mewtwo, for example, he has an attack of 9. Let's say we roll a dice, which is a 6. That's 15. We are still 8 short of where we need to be. So there are a few plus 4 and plus 5 cards, and you can play up to 2 in a battle. But to have both of those, so just so you know, when you lose a battle with another trainer, you give up item cards as well. So these are being taken from your game. You might have to use them just to stay afloat, really. It's so difficult to get the right hand set up, the right roll at the right time against the Elite Four. This game will have you pulling your hair out or screaming in victory. I've experienced both more than once, but it is just such a fun game. It's Pokemon, and you can't put a price on that. Although eBay sellers will tell you that price is around $100. I'm going to finish this with a couple of my stories of games I've played. Please let me know some of yours in the comments below if you've played this game, if you want to pick it up and try it. If you've played it on the online board game simulator, I can't remember what it's called. tabletop sim, I think. Let me know your stories about it down in the comments below, but let's jump into mine. So unfortunately, because of COVID and the isolation and the lockdown situation, it's not been easy to get a game of this. I bought it probably just before that, maybe the year before, but we didn't really get a chance to play it beforehand. So once we went into that, that was another year out. So I have only played it, obviously other than my childhood, probably 5-6 times. Now the first time I played 1 vs 1 against my girlfriend, and I was winning the whole game. I had a Moltres, went to battle the Elite Four. I can't remember what happened. I think the only way I failed was like a 1-1 or a 2-2. I had really good cards. And I rolled the 1-1. But I'm grown up, so I dealt with it. Whatever, I'm a big man. I got knocked out. My girlfriend then went to attempt the Elite Four with just, I think it was a Ponyta or maybe a Rapidash. She didn't have the item cards I had. She needed a 6-6. But I rolled Snake Eyes. Obviously this story doesn't end with her rolling 6-6.
She rolled it.
She rolled the 6-6 and she won. Rapidash beat a Moltres. Just let that settle in. Let it settle in. I'm over it, obviously. Obviously I don't care anymore. It's just a game. But that leads us on to part 2. Redemption. This time it was me, my brother, a friend, and my girlfriend again, obviously. And we got into the game and I was massively behind. Now, I will say being behind doesn't help in this game. The only advantage is if your opponents rush ahead, rush the Elite Four, they're probably going to get knocked out. So you can catch up that way. You could just catch Pokemon, build a strong base, and then go in for the attack. And that's kind of what I did. They each had probably 2 attempts at the Elite Four before I got there. And luckily, because there is a lot of luck in the final battle, I managed to take down the Elite Four. And I was crowned Pokemon champion. Obviously, again, it's just a game. Pretty good game, if you ask me. One of my favourites, I'd say. Obviously, I'm a gracious winner, so there was that. My girlfriend may say otherwise, but this isn't her channel. So that's the story I'm going with. Since then, I've played with a couple of friends and my cousin, my brother, girlfriend. We played recently. Who won that? Editor me here quickly. I did just remember my brother did win the game. Basically, he was attacking everyone and trading them early on just to put everyone at a disadvantage. And then it got to the point in the game where we're all kind of too scared to attack him, or because he had built up such a monopoly of Pokemon and cards. He absolutely dominated that game, but I feel like he would be hard done by if I forgot that. So here's me saying he won that game. I did forget, but here's me correcting that. Back into the video. And then I think it was actually yesterday, I played with my niece and nephew and they absolutely loved it. Just seeing them roll dice and cheer every time they catch a Pokemon they want. In my nephew's case, choosing his dice number. It was just, they had so much fun catching Pokemon, trading and stealing my Pokemon, laughing when I didn't catch Moltres or whoever it was. It's just, if you have children or you have nieces and nephews like me, this is the perfect game to play with them. Obviously, Pokemon is something most children love, I would say, or have experienced. But even my niece isn't really into it now, but she absolutely adored the game. And we spent the rest of the day creating our own version of it. I will overlay some footage of it here just to show you the amazing job they did in drawing the Pokemon, creating the tokens, drawing the map. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. For me, this game encapsulates what Pokemon is all about, and that is friends, family, and having a good time. Oh, that's wholesome. That's a little too wholesome. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've loved talking about this game, reliving the stories with you guys, and just talking about what is, I would say, my favorite board game of all time. However difficult it may be. Like I said before, drop in the comments below your stories on this game or any other board games or Pokemon related, maybe N64 games when you were growing up or the Game Boy games. We've all got stories about them. Drop yours below and I would love to read through them and maybe feature them in an upcoming video. That's all I've got for this episode, but thank you so much for sticking around. If you've made it to this point, put in the comments below, Rapidash was an inside job, just so I know you made it, and just to confuse everyone else. Thank you so much for watching. and I will catch you in the next one.